Hiya, and welcome back to Psychic Connections, the game that teaches us that... Elliot, my beloved... Yes. Let me put my headphones on. And I'm going to get started. This is why you organize your save files. What? Is there someone at my door? At this hour? Seriously? Whoever this is better have a good excuse. I already have to be up early tomorrow for class. Dragging myself out of bed, I slowly bring myself to my door. I open it half expecting it to be Zoe the invasive panda. Okay, who fucked up Quinn? Because I'm about to fuck their face up. Who did this to you, Quinn? I will send that motherfucker to Jesus. Quinn, holy crap, what happened to your eye?
It's a long story. Can I come in?
Of course. The normally cheery rabbit turns behind me, looking down the empty hallways before walking into my room. My exhaustion fades as my brain runs a mile a minute, filled with speculation on what happened with Quinn. A sinking suspicion is creeping over me that it was his awful roommate he's mentioned. If it was his roommate of his... Well, I probably shouldn't think about that before letting him explain. This is war! His roommate is dead, time to grab a shovel. No. He does not deserve a burial. He does not deserve a burial. Someone get me a bucket with a strong not a strong acid, a strong basic. We are going to dissolve his bones. Elliot, we're gonna need your telekinesis. No fingerprints. Quinn sits on the bottom bunk of my bed and looks at me with a face I cannot discern. I can tell he's thinking hard about whatever it is he's about to say, but I'm gonna scream if we just stare at each other without saying anything.
Deep breaths. Okay. So, I got into a bit of a scuff with my roommate. It's not a big deal, though. I just need somewhere else to sleep tonight.
A knot twists in my stomach. I had a feeling this guy was bad news, but for something like this to happen... I wish I'd somehow done more for Quinn. What could I have done, though? It's not like I knew for certain. For this to happen to Quinn, one of the nicest people I've met since moving here, it doesn't seem fair. Quinn continues looking at me with tired eyes. I'm not sure how long I was lost in thought, but I feel like I should say something. Should I call Zoe? I know your phone broke, so you probably want to let the others know.
No, that won't be necessary. I'm not sure what I'll tell them yet.
I mean, you could just say what you told me.
Nothing good would come out of it. I haven't known the others very long, and I know it might not seem like it with how we act sometimes, but the others tend to baby me at times. Aiden and Elliot are always trying to give me advice. Zoe constantly tries to fix things while Jude just overreacts. Be honest, Mason, how do you think my hot-headed best friend would react to telling me someone hit me?
Well, after seeing how easily he threw that asshole out from the cafe, I can't imagine he'd be too receptive to Quinn's roommate. I guess you make a good point. I'm not sure if hiding it is the right call, though.
I know. I'll talk with Zoe about it. She can keep it secret if I beg her to, and we'll figure it out from there. Just please promise me you won't tell Jude, at least not till I have things figured out.
Ooh, that is a tough situation. Yeah. Oh, shit. No, hiya. I'm not sure this is the best idea, but okay, I won't tell him.
Thank you. It means a lot to me, really. I know I'll have to tell everyone eventually. I just don't want anyone getting in trouble over this.
He seems pretty relieved about this, but I'm sure if we just explained things properly, the others wouldn't overreact. Then again, I've only known everyone for a few days. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. If I'm being honest, a small part of me wants to sock Quinn's roommate in the eye myself. No, we're not just going to sock him in the eye. We're going to send him to Jesus. I've only known him a few days. I can only imagine what someone who's known him for a few years might feel like doing about this. The roommate can wait, though. For now, we've got to address the elephant in the room. So, what now then? Obviously, you can't go back to your room.
Well, I was sort of hoping I could stay here for the night. You don't have to say yes or anything, I just figured since you don't have a roommate and we're both
Of course you can stay. Quinn's face lights up momentarily before pulling me into a tight hug, his face nuzzling against my neck. I didn't even think about it. The words just slipped out. Are you sure you don't want to borrow my phone? I figure there might be more people you want to talk to.
Honestly, I'm just really tired. I might take you up on that call to Zoe tomorrow, though.
Okay, well, is there anything you need? I could.
Please, don't. I really need to get some sleep, okay?
My mouth hangs open for a moment, but I realize what Quinn really needs is a bit of space. We're both still strangers, even if he wants us to become closer. He came to me only because I didn't have a roommate. He also did just say the others tend to baby him, so why am I doing the same? Sure thing. We'll talk tomorrow, yeah? Quinn doesn't say anything else before slowly crawling into the bottom bunk.
It's time to drink water.
You're getting all of Doom's weapons.
It's time to drink water.
Girl, I'm getting the Doom Slayer.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
Quinn has a grape for an eye now. No! Get the Doom Slayer! I release the tension that had been building inside of me for a moment. The knot loosens and I feel myself calming down. Slowly crawling up into the top bunk, I notice Quinn shaking slightly in his bed, his white fur quivering in the glow from the moon from the window. Part of me wants to move back down and just give him a hug, let him know that I care and that it's going to be just fine. He wants his space, though, I'm sure of it, and I should respect that. Creeping back into my sheets, my head finds its way to my pillow, and I let my eyes drift close. Day 4, September 3rd, 2020. I continue to feel restless throughout the night. My thoughts keep drifting to everything that's happened. Fuck. I'm definitely not going to get a good night's sleep, especially if I have to get up for that god-awful class that I thought was today. I think I'll log into the school's website tomorrow and submit my intention to drop out of the course. If I'm lucky, I might be able to switch to something else. Otherwise, I'll have to take on a tougher schedule next semester. Before I know it, my alarm begins buzzing and I find the morning sun bleeding through my window. I drag myself out of my bed and look to the bunk below me. Do I need a sensor? Do I need a sensor? As much as I love Quinn, I don't fucking trust him. I'm pulling it up, just to be safe. I drag myself out of my bed and look to the bunk below me. Quinn is still there, sleeping soundly. I'm not sure why, but I half expected him to be gone. I don't know how long he'll be staying, but I feel better about him being here than rooming with some asshole who hits him. Okay. Sileo Tales of a New Dawn fucked me up. I have to get going to class soon, though. Should I wake him up before I go? He looks like he's sleeping so peacefully. Do we wake him up or let him sleep? No! Look. Let him memer. Yeah. No, he looks too peaceful like that. I'd hate to disturb him, especially after such an awful night. Yeah, I know. I'm sure he'll know I left for class, and there's a reasonable chance he'll still be here when I get back. If he's still here, at least I have an hour to check in with him and figure out the plan before I hang out with Elliot. I'm getting ahead of myself, though. I need to get going to class before I get too lost in my own head. Moving on to campus, I find myself still thinking about this whole Quinn situation. Did I seriously agree to not tell anyone about this? It's not like I'm going to be able to claim plausible deniability if someone figures out he's sleeping in my room. It's only a matter of time before the others figure out about this. And I have no idea how things will even be resolved. When I first came here, I had no idea I'd be caught up in anything so dramatic. I'm still not sure I should even be involved. Despite what Zoe has said, I don't exactly have proof that I'm a psychic like the others. I haven't exactly moved anything with my mind or read anyone's thoughts lately. Hey, watch it! Oh, hey, Jude. Sorry about that. Don't worry about it. Oh, alright then. The two of us just look at one another before an awkward silence settles in. Why am I suddenly struggling to think of what to say? I keep half expecting him to say something, but he just keeps staring back at me. Maybe I should just say bye and head to class before things get too... Why are you spacing out? Huh? What do you mean? Well, I was calling out to you and you didn't even seem to notice me until you walked right into me. It was a little funny until now. You've been staring blankly at me like I caught you stealing something. Right, sorry, just a lot on my mind. Uh-huh, whatever. Jude regards me with a wary expression, something bordering between curiosity and apathy. What are you doing on campus anyway, Jude? I'm meeting Zoe to indulge her meddling like always. Meddling? She probably wants to talk to me about Aiden. Right, I saw Zoe text the group chat about that. Jude and Aiden got into a fight yesterday. Wonder if prying would be the best idea. Might as well. Zoe texted us about you two getting into a fight. What was that about? Nothing. I was just making sure he knew to keep to himself. Anyway, I'm not really looking to have this conversation too many times today. Right. Sorry, I guess I should get going to class anyway. Class 2 anyway. Now get out of your way then. I reckon I'll see you around. Definitely. Talk to you later, Jude. The two of us go our separate ways and I continue onward towards my class. Once in the classroom, I take a seat next to a familiar face. I'm not positive where I know him from, but I swear I've seen him from somewhere. I open my mouth to introduce myself, but I'm stopped by a vibration in my pocket. Checking my phone, I see that Elliot is texting me. Okay. Hiya. Well, obviously blue. Well, blue is my favorite color, but... Well, this seems out of nowhere, but I suppose I should give a proper response. Red or blue? We got 2 for red, 1 for blue. Do we got any more for blue or another one for red? I am playing with a physics cube. Green. Yellow. Yeah. Blue. Purple. Interesting. So perhaps it's better for something more exotic. Good to know. What? What? Aw, he called us pretty. Well, you're pretty yourself, Elliot. The same, dude. Oh, God. Do you like history? Do you? Turning the question around on me is very rude. You first. Hiya. I did not like my history class. I did not like my history class. Mostly because it was so fucking dull. It was so dull. Like, granted, that was a college history class. My sophomore year history class, he had a day entirely dedicated to the Civil War. Specifically, the foods that you would eat in the Civil War. He went out of his way, got fucking raw coffee beans. He got raw coffee beans, hardtack, and fucking war rations. Is that what they're called? Rations? Like meals in a pouch? Went out of his way, got all that. And we just... Oh, okay. Yeah. He just went out of his way to do all that. It was really fucking cool of him. He's a good teacher. Used an assignment that I did entirely as an example of what not to do. I hated that. That conversation could not have ended at a better time. I noticed the instructor walk in just as I put my phone back into my pocket. That's it, an MRE. For the next couple of hours, I do my best to let my problems fade to the back of my mind while listening to a boring lecture. You want out, buddy? You want out? I can't help but groan once the class ends. It's the first day and I already have an assignment I'm not excited to start. I don't know how I'm going to stretch any of the colonial battles across a 5-page essay, but I'll have to find a way. See, I love the history of music. Not so much the history of the world. The history of music is so fucked. It is fucked up. With no idea how I'll write anything noteworthy by next week, I drag myself out of the classroom and walk to the dorms. Passing the club fair on my way to the dorms, I notice far less people are there than I'd expected. Some of the tables seem like they are actually in disrepair, and there's a large red stain on the sidewalk. I do recognize a familiar face with a very stern expression overlooking the scene. Hey, Aiden. What happened? Huh? Oh, hi, Mason. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. It's just another series of pranks associated with the degenerate pledge process of the fraternities plaguing our campus. What kind of pranks? Where do I even begin? Defacing a club sign and fake blood thrown onto a teacher. I happen to be in the splash zone for that last one and need to get my blazer replaced. Not to mention we had a couple of students streaking through the crowds. Seriously? People actually do that? It's certainly a first since I've been here. I don't know who they were, but I doubt they'll face serious punishment. But I have no doubt they'll face serious punishment. I never realized college life was so wild. It isn't supposed to be. They should be keeping their fun in more confined and private locations. This is a place where people have come to learn, not watch strangers flaunt their genitals as they run around screaming nonsense. Aiden lets out a low growl before he catches himself. He looks at me before relaxing his expression. I shouldn't get too worked up over this. In the end, the damages will be rectified in a matter of hours. So, is there something I can do for you? Yeah, it was probably cat. Do you want out? Do you want out, buddy? You want out? Or do you want attention? Here, I'll give you attention. Understandable. Do you not? What do you want? Do you want out? Here, I'll let you out. You want out, buddy? You want out? Here, you're out. Congrats. Teleport the cat into the sun. Never. What if Elliot or your mans have told you to? Anything for Elliot. Oh no, that was a cat. So, is there something I can do for you? No, not particularly. I just saw the mess and then I saw you, so I just figured I'd see what was up. I see. Well, now you know. That I do. By the way, I heard you and Jude got into a fight. If you consider stooping to juvenile behavior such as ambushing me in the library and berating me as a fight, then yes. Wow, what got him so worked up? Something trivial that he blew out of proportion. My apologies, Mason, but I'm not particularly looking to relive that part of yesterday. Not at all. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. It's quite alright. You're new to our little circle, so it's only natural that you'd be curious. Especially when there is friction between us. He's not wrong. I just find the overall dynamic strange. Aren't they really all together just because they're psychic? Is there no further common ground between any of them? In any case, I should probably stop prying and get back to my room before Quinn goes anywhere. If he's still there to begin with. I should get going. I suppose I'll see you around, Aiden. I imagine you shall. We are going stargazing this weekend after all. Right, that trip completely escaped my mind. I've got way too many things to keep track of at this point. I give Aiden a small nod before proceeding on a short journey back to my dorm room. Walking into my room, I find Quinn resting on the bottom bunk. Had he moved at all since this morning? Hey Quinn, I'm back.
What?
He scratches his face before wincing as his hand grazes his bad eye. He then looks up and acknowledges my presence.
Hey, Mason. Do you have the time?
It's about 2:45. Did you get around to talking with Zoe yet?
No, not yet. I walked over to her room earlier, but she wasn't there.
So he's just been sitting here for hours just waiting for me to get back. Do you want me to call her then?
If that isn't too much trouble.
Grabbing my phone, I dial Zoe's number. Hello? Hey, Zoe, it's Mason. Do you have a couple minutes? Of course, what's up? Well, I'm with Quinn at the moment. As you know, his phone broke, but he needs to talk to you. I'm gonna put you on speakerphone.
Hi, Zoe.
Hey, Quinn. Sounds like you and Mason are getting buddy-buddy. For what?
I guess that's sort of true. So, listen, I don't really know how to ask this, but I really need to switch dorm rooms.
Quinn, I get that your roommate might be problematic, but I've told you there's a lot of forms and we'd need a legitimate reason. Quinn bites his lip at this. This is the moment where he needs to tell her what his roommate did.
Well, you see, the thing is,
Quinn looks at me with pleading eyes as if expecting me to say it for him. I just shake my head. He has to be upfront about this.
we kinda
Oh, thank you.
got into a fight last night.
A fight?
Maybe fight isn't the right word, more like I said something and he just retaliated.
The phone goes completely silent. Quinn just tugs at his ears while waiting for Zoe to respond. The moment passes quickly, however, as Zoe returns with a very serious tone. Mason? Be honest. How bad is it? Well, as far as I can tell, he only has a black eye, but that isn't nothing. Take me off speakerphone. I do as a panda demands. Her voice drops to a very quiet but sharp tone. So this is serious, and I'm really hoping you'll be open to this idea. Is it fine if Quinn stays with you until we can get this whole roommate situation sorted? Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Are you sure? There's a chance this becomes a more permanent living situation. While not having a roommate certainly had its perks, I came to college fully prepared to have a roommate. The fact that I'm even getting a say on it is all is lucky enough despite the circumstances. Believe me, Zoe, I get it and it's fine. I feel better about that than a lot of the alternatives. Thank you, Mason. I promise I'll find a way to make it up to you. In the meanwhile, I'll be up to your room in about 30 minutes. I expect I'll see you both there. Well, Quinn most definitely will be. I made plans yesterday for when I got out of class. Really? You've got a friend with a black eye in your room and you plan on going somewhere else? How important is this really? It's not very important. I mean, I can probably cancel. She makes a good point. Should I really be going anywhere with everything that's going on?
Mason, if you made plans, please don't cancel them on my account. I already feel like shit and I don't need to drag you down with me.
Ah! Shit! Shit! Yeah, sorry Zoe, but it's Elliot, so... Well, I don't want to make you feel worse. You sure you don't want me to stick around?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't want you around. But I also don't want you to stay here just on account of me. I'll be here whenever you get back.
I feel a little guilty about leaving here, but I'll make sure Zoe gets here before leaving to do anything else. Well, I guess I'll see you both in a little bit then. I hang up the phone and sit down with Quinn on the bottom bunk. I felt that conversation went fairly well, but Quinn still seems nervous. Why is he still so stressed? Was telling Zoe that big of a deal?
No, it's just, I hate this.
Hate what?
This whole situation, I wish I could just snap my fingers and be in the future when I'm past all of this.
That would be rather convenient. Looking at my own hand, I do find myself wondering.
Seriously?
I was just checking, I don't know how any of this works, so I thought maybe if I focused, then something would happen.
I think you'd notice if you suddenly lost hours or days of time.
Hearing him say this, I realized how absurd it'd be if that ended up being my psychic ability. I already lost enough time as it is. I don't think I'd want to give up any more, good or bad. What about your visions? Is there any trigger there?
Not really. The worst part is when they happen while I'm asleep.
Because you can't tell if it's a dream or a vision.
That, and I wake up every time it happens. Was it a bad dream or was it a vision? Sometimes I really can't tell.
Geez, so I imagine there's some visions you're still unsure about.
Of course, one time I had a vision of Jude and Aiden going skinny dipping in a lake.
Together?
Yeah, but I still can't help but assume that it's just a daydream.
While definitely a pleasant thing to picture, it's also difficult to imagine the two of them being willing to do such a thing.
I know what you're thinking. Hard to imagine, right? Aiden would be all, ugh, and would get this filthy mud water. Meanwhile, Jude would be all like, I'm not getting in there with him or with any of you watching.
You'd know better than I would, but I think you're probably right.
I know I'm right. Those two keep walking around with sticks up their stupid butts.
The two of us laugh and time flies by before we know it, as we continue chatting away about little nothings like that. Hey Zoe, come on in. Great, you're both still here.
Not for long, I told Mason he should go on his date.
Whoa, who said it was a date?
Well, your tail was drooping when you'd mentioned canceling, and now you're blushing at the idea of it being a date.
Ew, are we keeping you from a special someone? I'm sorry, cats, but that message, just wow. Ooh, are we keeping you from a special someone? No, I'm just meeting up with Elliot. I'll only be gone for a few hours. I see. Well, don't do anything I wouldn't. Considering you basically broke into my room when we met, I'm not sure what you wouldn't do. Hey, it's not breaking in if you have a key. That was a calculated decision. Right.
Go on, get. I'll meet you after my class and after your date.
Look, it's not... Whatever. I'm not sure why I'm trying to explain myself to them. They're the types to keep poking fun until I leave
It's
anyway.
time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
Girl would commit more crimes. After a quick jog, I head off campus to meet Elliot, my mind still lingering on Quinn. I need to get my head on straight. Elliot is perceptive. He's bound to notice if I'm distracted. Besides, I'm actually a little excited. It's been a while since anyone's taken me out to eat, date or not. Getting to the cafe, I see Elliot standing out front staring at his phone and wearing a shirt I've never seen before. Elliot? Mason, wow, you actually came. Yeah, why wouldn't I? No reason. Shall we get going? Sure, lead the way. He seems very nervous for some reason. It's kind of cute. I love his shirt. So, where is it we're going exactly? Oh, it's this cute little diner called Betsy's. It's on the corner of 5th Avenue. Hang on. I'ma just look at his outfit. Definitely nothing else. His outfit? Yes, those are blue. Why are you mad? You want to see red? Aw, damn. Damn. I said Aiden's next. Calm. I had trouble choosing a place, but I know Betsy's is sure to have something you'd like. Sounds good. I'm guessing you've been there before? I'm friends with the owner, though I haven't stopped by in a while. It's so easy to get wrapped up in work and all of the shenanigans Zoe ropes us all into. I feel like people keep mentioning this. Couldn't you all say no? Oh, sure we could, but then we'd find ourselves in some kind of half-baked scheme to bond us together. Plus, some of her ideas aren't half bad, though getting something both Jude and Aiden enjoy is an impossible mission.
See, I told you guys it was gonna happen. Our bunny boy is gonna get a black eye in a later chapter. Also, what up, loser?
Oh, hiya. I'll bet. They seem like polar opposites. My brain dipped out for a second. Do we want to go back and put him in a red shirt? Do we want to go back and put him in a red shirt? Because I'll go back. Girl, don't think I won't. Yeah, let's see how he looks. So, sorry, Elliot. go back, assuming we can. Assuming we can go back. Fuck! We can't go back unless we reload a save. We can't go back unless we reload a save. Let's do it. Yeah, we're using the skip button. Skip button, my beloved. Yeah, we're gonna let him sleep. No, cause we're doing this. We're keeping up red. We're keeping red. We're gonna stick with red. Yeah. Yeah. Yes! This is even better. This is even better. This is even better. I'll bet they seem like polar opposites. Neither of them would admit it, but they actually are more similar than they think. How so? For starters, they both try to be loners, but they also try to help others in their own way. Aiden uses money and influence to support the group, and Jude never says no whenever you ask him for help. That being said, that doesn't mean he won't voice complaints while helping. Is that your way of saying Jude complains a lot at work? Only about how I interact with customers and how I should fire some of the other employees. In a way, he isn't wrong. I just don't have it in me to fire some of those kids. They really need the job. I don't know. What do you think? Which one? It's sweet or it's a little concerning? I think it's sweet. Well, I mean, he is fruity, so like... I know, it's so sweet. It's a little sweet. I think it's nice that you're willing to give people a chance. Not a lot of people would be willing to do that. I just want to be able to help. I know I would have killed for a job when I was their age. You sound like an old man when you say it like that. Sometimes I feel like an old man. I am in my 30s now, which is hard to accept. Oh, this is it right here. My eyes follow his raised finger towards the corner of the street until I see the sign for Betsy's. Walking towards the door, Elliot briefly quickens his pace to get in front of me. He pulls the door open and gestures towards me. After you. We enter the diner. The first thing I smell is burgers and fries. I can feel myself salivating from the scent alone. I follow Elliot to a table, and we're quickly met by a waitress. Howdy, folks. What can I get for you? Hey, Cindy. Is Betsy in? No, she's been out with the cold the last few days. Oh, that's too bad. Did you want your usual? Yes, please. Oh, but Mason here is new, so he may need a couple minutes. No, I'm sure I can pick something quick. My eyes swiftly scan the menu, trying to find something that sounds good, and I settle on the first thing that catches my eye. Of a double stack burger with fries? Sure thing, sweetie. I'll have that right up for both of you. The waitress walks away while Elliot just looks at me with what I can only guess is surprise. You sure you want to get that? Not saying you can't eat, but... Normally the guys that order the double stack are twice your size. Is it really that big? Massive. Even I'd have to be pretty hungry to finish one. Well, I guess I'll have leftovers then. Right, nothing wrong with that. Elliot looks at me and I look back at him. As we look at one another, a strange silence seems to fall between us. Normally he has some kind of quick line, but he seems less talkative today for some reason. I should think of something to say. Ah, shit. I don't know. It's in the Discord server, so you already know. Steak. Burger. It's in the Discord server. I like your shirt. Is it new? Oh, this? No, I've got another just like it in my closet. I just thought it'd be nice to change things up. I'm usually wearing the same couple of shirts and pants for work. And here I thought suspenders and coffee brown pants was just your idea of fashion. Elliot rolls his eyes playfully at me, but I catch a glimpse of his tail twitching slightly by his side. So, yeah? Crap, we're falling into another awkward silence. All of these are terrible. All of these are terrible. God damn. All of these suck. What the fuck are these kind of... Right, cats? Right? What the fuck are these conversation topics? Like fucking, so, how about that weather? Traffic, am I right? Do you watch sports? He cannot make a conversation. But which one? We gotta go with one of them. You had to talk about whether you would delete yourself. No. No. Mason. Do yourself a favor. This one's the least awkward. Huh, that's a little random, but no, I can't say I am much of a sports fan. Sorry, that was actually really dumb. I'm just trying to think of things to say. No, I'm sorry. I invited you here. I probably should be the one leading the conversation. Normally I have more to talk about, but weirdly enough, I'm finding myself at a bit of a loss. It's been a while since I've been out with anyone as cute as you. Riz 100. Well, it didn't take long for him to start back up with the flirting with me, and I can't say I haven't gotten used to it. Though, somehow it still catches me by surprise. Is that your fallback when you can't think of things to say, you just resort to compliments? Sometimes, though, for whatever reason, I rarely make it to the first date. Really? You don't strike me as the type to struggle getting a date. I know. Elmwood's most eligible bachelor struggles for whatever reason. Come here, Elliot! Come here! You shall be lonely no more! The Rizzler. I guess I can come off as too forward, and I tend to really only attract men looking for one thing. Girl. If you want proper if you want rizzing techniques, ask Sam. Ask Sam, because I guarantee you, he will fucking, he should have a master class on that shit. He should have a master class on it. Well, with how flirty Elliot acts, it's not too surprising to think most people meet him expecting some extra fun. Well, don't expect me to be putting out or anything like that after a single lunch date. Oh, of course not. You need a bit more finesse than a burger and fries. I imagine candles and... Elliot stops talking and allows the gears in his head to turn for a minute, before a Cheshire grin spreads across his face. So this is a date, then? Huh? I mean... I guess? You don't sound too sure. Well, we're out to eat. Alone. We're both getting to know one another. Is that not a date? It could be, though. Let's say no. For now, call me old-fashioned, but I'll let you know when I'm asking you out on a date. I see. I'm not sure why, but I feel a little disappointed that this wasn't actually a date. Sad. Sad! We got friend-zoned! That's it. That's it. That's my 13th reason. I don't know if I really wanted to date Elliot, however, the idea of going on a date in general was exciting to me. That's my 13th reason. This is my 13th reason. There hadn't been a lot of opportunities the last few months. My thoughts are interrupted by Cindy, our waitress, returning with our order. Here you go, you two. Enjoy. Thank you, Cindy. Elliot begins delicately cutting up sausage links and lightly salting his hash browns. Meanwhile, a Goliath of a burger stares at me, oozing with cheese and smells faintly of pickles. I feel like I might get heartburn just looking at this burger. I did warn you it was big. Out of context, this is horrible. So I am curious, and feel free to stop me if it's personal, but do you mind if I ask how you found out? Found out what? Found out your preferences in a partner. Like how I came out? Sure, though it's not a very interesting story.
What's up with this? Friend zone nonsense? Is that another thing for flirting?
Oh no. Oh god, how do I explain the friend zone? I've been put in the friend zone before. It can be summed up in one sentence. I like you a lot, but let's stay friends. Or, I like you a lot, but I don't want to lose you as a friend. Friend zone is when you want a friend and not a boyfriend. You put that person in the friend zone. And it hurts. It hurts. I also know something else that is big and meaty and dripping. Why did I say that? Well, I'll be the judge of that. Everyone's story is interesting in its own way. Well, I didn't really notice until I was about 13. One of my swim team buddies pointed out that I kept staring at Coach Milo in his banana hammock. I already have so many questions. Yeah, so do I. First off, that face. You were on a swim team, and you had a hot coach that actually wore a banana hammock. I never said he was hot. Elliot looks at me curiously with a raised eyebrow, and I feel myself forced to relent. Okay, he was pretty good looking. I guess. He only wore it because it reduced drag while swimming. Most swimmers wear them. Okay, so your coach got you all hot and bothered. Then what? After that, I guess I just kept noticing guys a bit more, and after a few embarrassing dreams that I won't be sharing, it all just clicked. I told my parents in my junior year of high school. They were both surprisingly supportive. At least sort of. My mom seemed more excited about being that parent with the gay child as if it meant something huge. My dad didn't really seem to care so long as I wasn't bringing boys over. School was a bit more awkward. Some of the guys on the swim team teased me, but it could have been far worse. Sounds like you handled it better than I had. What do you mean? My environment was a bit different when I came out. My parents weren't happy about it at all. Additionally, I was pestered about it endlessly at school. I ended up lashing out more than I should have. My mock title in the school yearbook was Angriest Gay. Yeah. That's awful. Elliot nods in understanding, taking another bite out of his sausage from his plate before continuing. That was high school. Things got much better for me after I moved out of my parents' house. Got my culinary degree, opened the cafe, met Liam, and... Elliot seems to catch himself and starts clearing his throat, but he couldn't take back what he said. Is Liam your ex? Elliot just nods, his ears now folded back and his tail lightly thrashing at his side. He's no longer even looking at me. It's alright, we don't have to talk about it. Elliot lets out a deep sigh before noticing me staring sympathetically at him. He then forces a grin across his face before changing the subject. Sorry, I didn't mean to sour the mood. No, I shouldn't have asked. I don't really have any experiences on the subject. What do you mean? Well, I've gone on a couple dates, sure, but I've never really been involved with anyone that seriously. Really? Never? Nope, the timing never really worked out. Understandable. High school can be, confusing times, and then afterwards everyone goes their separate ways. Still, college is a great time to experiment and really find yourself. Spoken like someone who spent a lot of time experimenting. I may have been a bit of a wildcat in my early 20s. Oh, yeah? What's the wildest thing you did? I'm not sure that would be appropriate to share in a public diner like this. Let's just say after a particular summer, I won't be looking at coconut cream pie the same way. What the actual fuck? What the fuck did you do? What the ever-loving fuck did you do? I am very scared and uncomfortable right now. What did you do to that pie? What did you do to that pie? I need to know. Developers, if you're watching this, I need to know what the fuck happened. I need to know what the fuck happened. This is not a case of, oh, I would like to know. No, I need to know what the fuck he did to that pie. What the fuck did he do to that pie? What the ever-loving fuck did he do to it? Like, I don't know anymore. I'm scared. Elliot takes the last bite of his hash browns and lets out a small sigh of content. Seeing him finish, I realized I'd been too wrapped up in the conversation to even start eating. In a rush, I begin shoveling the food into my mouth to catch up to him while Elliot looks at me flabbergasted. Whoa there, slow down. You don't need to rush. I know, but I don't want to let it get cold. Even so, we could just get a to-go box and you can heat it up later. I mean, I suppose you're not wrong. Besides, we've got to get going anyway, but I've still got a cafe to run. Elliot gets up to go to the cash register while I pack the leftovers in a styrofoam container. I had barely gotten more than 2 bites into the giant burger, and I still had plenty of fries. I suppose if I don't eat it, I could offer it to Quinn, however, I'm not sure how he'd feel about my mouth being on it. He doesn't strike me as a germaphobe, though. I'm a bit disappointed that the lunch is already over. I feel like there's still so much about Elliot I don't know. I just need to figure out a better way to ask about him, and hopefully not hit any more negative topics like his ex. You ready to go? Yep, I'm right behind you. Following Elliot out of the diner, we continue our walk back to the cafe. Thanks again for the meal. It was pretty good despite what little I ate. I'm surprised you tasted any of it with how fast you tried scarfing it down. I didn't think you could fit so much in your mouth without choking. Hey, I might have neglected my meal for a bit, but I was hungry. Just be sure to temper that appetite, otherwise you'll end up with a belly like mine. Oh please, your belly isn't even that big. You're kidding, right? I can't take 2 steps without feeling my stomach jiggle. I should consider going on a diet. Well, I think you look good. Oh, really? Careful there, Mason. I might start thinking you're a chubby chaser. Pfft, well, if you think... Oh! Falling over to my side, I find myself staring up at a huge boar glaring down at me with beady eyes. What are you doing, runt? Me and my lady are walking here. This is a big sidewalk, and that was unnecessary. I think you owe my friend an apology. Large boar gives Elliot a once-over. Then he looks down at me before chuckling. Nah, I don't feel the need to apologize to your type. Why you... Elliot, don't. But people like that aren't worth it. Elliot's shoulders relax, and he sighs while the boar walks away. He looks down at me and helps me up to my feet. Hang on, Elliot turns to look at the boar. I'm not sure what he's doing at first, but then I see something incredible. The boar's sweatpants slip down and he trips onto the sidewalk. The woman begins laughing at his spectacular fall. I see Elliot only see him smiling, seemingly content with himself. Did you just... Some people don't get the justice they deserve, and this way, nobody was really hurt. Ha! Right, but what if you're caught doing that? Who would know? He wasn't wearing a belt, and as far as anyone is concerned, that was a completely natural occurrence. Do you often use your abilities like this? No. The only one I see assholes treating someone I care about poorly. That's very sweet, but are you sure you should be doing that if someone finds out? Ha! You sound like Zoe. Don't worry so much. I'm very careful about it. Elliot continues to laugh this off, and I want to as well, but that little voice in my head can't stop worrying that this could be a problem. Maybe he's right and I'm overthinking this. The average person isn't going to assume psychics when their pants fall off. Elliot has had his power for a while now. He likely knows where to draw the line, so I shouldn't be trying to draw it for him. I had a lovely time with you, Mason. We should do it again sometime. Definitely, just let me know when. Aw, looks like Quinn replaced his phone.
Hey gang, got a new phone. I miss talking to you all so much.
Yeah, anyway, I should get back to work. I need to make sure nobody burned the kitchen down. Heh, good one. I wish I was joking right now. Oh, if burning the cafe down is a genuine concern, maybe Elliot should be considering firing some of his staff. See you around, Mason. Elliot disappears back into the cafe, and I find myself standing outside with my leftovers in hand. Elliot! No! Thinking about it now, I don't have a fridge in my room or a microwave to reheat this. Maybe Quinn likes cold burgers. I end up reluctantly throwing the leftovers away in a street-side trash can. So wasteful. Walking into my room, I see Quinn sitting on the lower bunk, playing on what appears to be a new phone. Hey, Quinn, I'm back.
Oh, Mason, how'd your hot date go?
Stop that, it wasn't a date.
I know, but you're fun to tease.
This bunny is going to be the death of me, I swear. How did things go with Zoe?
About as well as one can expect. Got a new phone and some cream for my eye. She said she'd be stopping by again after her class.
Speak of the devil. Mason! Zoe! I just got out of class. Is Quinn still there? Yeah, he is. Awesome, okay, don't let him leave. I'm on my way now. I guess she's on her way over.
Darn, here I thought we'd have some time for some roommate bonding. Did she say what she wanted?
No, but I guess we'll know when she gets here.
This is what I was talking about before, by the way. She starts acting crazy whenever something like this happens.
I feel like she isn't acting that crazy, though. If anything, Quinn is underreacting to how serious the situation is. He was punched in the face last night and basically forced to leave his own room. Maybe I just have a lower tolerance. If it were me, I would have flipped out already. Meanwhile, he's acting like it's no big deal. So, what do you want to do while we wait?
That was fast.
Sure enough, on the other side of the door stood a red panda that had been by earlier today. Alright, I rushed over here as quickly as I could. Did you forget something? Why did you rush over? Well, we need to get Quinn's old room key and replace it with a key to your room. Additionally, we need to get his things from his old room.
Are you sure we need to do that? I don't have that much stuff.
Yes, we do. I also need to have a conversation with Greg! Anyway, I'm sure he'll lie to me, but I'm required to listen to his side of the story. Quinn's energy seems to deflate at the prospect of seeing his previous roommate again. I don't blame him either. Greg seems like a serious asshole. Don't stress about it, Quinn. Zoe and I will back you up. We'll grab your stuff, let your roommate know he's a giant prick, and then mosey.
Right.
If you want, I can call the others too, if you feel like you need more help. No!
Just the three of us should be fine. Let's just get this over with.
Following Quinn out the door, he leads us towards his dorm room, which is located at the other end of the hall. We were on the same floor. Huh, well, at least that means we won't have to carry anything upstairs. Plus, who knows, maybe he won't even be in the room.
Yeah.
Quinn slides his keycard in the door, and with a click, he opens it, leading us into his former room. Okay, but do I need to censor it all? I hope not, because I want to go off. I'm gonna go off. Okay, thank you. Ah! The first thing I notice are the clothes strewn about everywhere. The place looks like a mess and smells faintly like tobacco. The second thing is a large alligator laying in one of the bunks carving a wooden stump with a knife. This must be Greg. He's a little bigger than I'd pictured in my head. He looks up at us and gives us a very nasty look. The fuck do you all want? Greg, I presume. We're here for Quinn's stuff. Oh, you moving out, short stack? Think. Fuck! Got tired of dealing with your crap. Hurry up and take what you need to get out. No problem. And so he looks at Quinn, who nods at her before rushing over to the closet and grabbing a duffel bag that he begins filling with his things. Greg lays back in his bunk. Occasionally, he tilts his head to look at something, grinning to himself. It isn't until I follow his eyes that I realize he keeps looking at Zoe's ass whenever she bends over to grab something for Quinn. I know I shouldn't cause problems, that I should grit my teeth, but everything this guy does is pissing me off. I must have been staring because his beady eyes soon focus on me and his face twists into a scowl. Got a problem, string bean? I've got a few, but for starters, I'd appreciate it if you stopped staring at my friend's ass. He what? Hey now, I'm just enjoying the view. It's a compliment. Besides, what's it to you? She your girlfriend or something? The girlier faces. I figured you were probably a snowflake like Cotton Ball over there. That's it, I don't care if he's bigger, I'm gonna slam my fist into his ugly snout. Take a step forward, but Quinn grabs my hand. I feel him shaking, he must be so freaked out. Then I realize that he's not the one shaking, I am. I'd gotten so worked up I was trembling and I hadn't even noticed. No wonder he didn't want Jude to know about this. He would have caved this guy's skull in by now. Look, Greg. I'm an RA. After we're finished here, I plan on reporting you for physical violence. Do you really want to add sexual harassment to what the dean ends up reading? Oh no, I wouldn't want to be reported to the dean. That'd just be awful. Do I look like a care? You're free to try. You got a pretty good face too, by the way. Maybe when you're done helping these losers, you'll stop back by. The thought of what you're implying makes me want to gag. Well, I figured the gagging could wait until you came back, but fine, plenty of other chicks that want me. We've been in here for not even 10 minutes and I already want to kill him. How did Quinn even go by almost a week with this guy?
Hey, Mason. Can you grab that microphone?
Hell no, you are not taking my microwave. Wait, did I read that wrong?
Can you go grab that microwave?
Hell no, you are not taking my microwave.
It's not yours. My friend Elliot got it for me.
Right, and you left it here, which makes it mine. It's literally a law. No, it isn't! pretty sure that only applies after a extensive period of time, and on your property. You don't own the storm room, the college does. So we're taking the microwave. You know, you're starting to piss me off, bitch. Zoe and Greg begin staring daggers at each other while I grab the microwave like Quinn asked. Did you have anything else?
No, this is basically everything.
Zoe? Quit trying to melt the douche with your brain and let's go. He's lucky I can't melt him with my brain. Big dumb skull. Dragging Zoe out of the room, I give the large alligator one final glare before slamming the door behind us. With the microwave in my hand, a small monitor in Zoe's hand, and a large duffel in Quinn's, we all return to my room. Pulling Quinn's things into the room, we all release a built-up tension after having to deal with Greg. May we never have to deal with him again. Well, hopefully you won't. I'll still have to deal with him throughout the reporting period. I'm going to make sure that asshat gets what's coming to him. Do you need help unpacking?
Nope, I've got my duffel full of stuff, and I'm not in any rush. Honestly, all I want to do is shut my eyes and skip straight to the weekend.
Oh, speaking of the weekend. Zoe grabs me and pulls me to the side. She looks behind us at Quinn before speaking to me in a hushed tone. So I was thinking we should bring the others camping with us this weekend. Huh? I'm not opposed, but why? Well, Quinn clearly needs pick-me-up, and I tried fixing things with Jude and Aiden, but they need a good push. Elliot has a car that he could take us all in, and it could really help bond the whole group. It's win-win. Plus, I've got some ideas for testing what your psychic ability might be. They might not work, but I won't know until we try. I guess it's not like I had any other plans this weekend. Are you sure the others are going to be okay with this?
Oh, I'm sure it'll work out, though. Maybe don't tell Aiden or Jude that the other will be there.
How did you hear that? Quinn's face becomes unamused as he proceeds to point at the giant appendages sticking out of his skull. Right. The big ears aren't for show. Seems silly we even try to have a secret discussion. Alright, it's settled. I'll text the others and make arrangements. I'll have to do it outside of the group channel to keep suspicions low.
Aw, this is gonna be so great. We'll roast marshmallows, tell scary stories, and then just look at the stars.
How much the character boil me up? I want to stab him. A little more than stab him. Aww. But it's my turn with the Elliot. Sad. Greg, I just want to rip that stupid hat off of his head. And I can't say what I want to say. I can't say what I want to say. I am on Twitch. It is a Christian website. I can't say what I want to say. I can't say what I want to say. I can't say what I want to say. I don't look good in orange. I don't look good in orange. I don't need a felony. I don't need a felony. I don't need a felony. I don't look good in orange. 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 Oh, I will. I will. But I'm just saying, I don't look good in orange.
When are we going?
Tomorrow afternoon. Aiden doesn't have any classes, and I only have one in the morning. Quinn and I share one at noon. Is that going to be a problem? It shouldn't be. It should only take us about an hour to get there. So if you meet us at the cafe right after, we should be good to go. Sounds good. This is actually pretty exciting. I can't remember the last time I'd ever done anything remotely like camping. It feels like I've been cooped up so much over the past year. So this is going to be a good change of pace. Well then, I'll see you both tomorrow.
Bye, Zoe.
Zoe leaves and I see the big goofy smile on Quinn's face. Until now I hadn't noticed, but his nose twitches when he's excited.
Yeah! I'm not sure I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. This is so exciting!
Are you sure you should be this excited, though?
What do you mean?
Well, have you thought about how you're going to explain the black eye? Fuck!
I didn't even think about that. That's why Zoe wanted me to come, so that I'd have to explain it to the others. Ooh, she's crafty, that one. What am I gonna do?
You could always tell the truth.
Right, and do you think Jude's just going to leave Greg alone knowing what he did?
Honestly, no, but he's also your best friend. Quinn tugs on his ears and bites his lip while pacing around the room.
I'll just have to think of something, that's all.
If you say so. For the rest of the night, Quinn makes half-baked plans on how to explain his black eye. The leading contenders before we started winding down for bed were tripping into a doorknob and getting hit by a football. I'm still not sure I need I'm still not sure I support needing to come up with some lie, but it's not like I can force him to tell the truth. Well, I probably could, but it's not exactly something I should do. It's Elliot. I wonder what he wants. So Zoe said we're going camping tomorrow. That's the plan. How exciting. I've been up there a few times. It's quite beautiful. I wonder how your eyes look under all those stars. I wonder how yours look. Ah, yes, nothing quite like sparky brown. Well, you aren't any fun tonight. I really did enjoy our meal together. Did you eat the leftovers yet? Well, about that. I may have sort of thrown it away. Why? Well, I don't have a fridge. So I couldn't really save it. I see. That's disappointing, but I understand. Right? But I can't show it on stream. I can't show the Elliot on stream. That Elliot. Night, Elliot. Tomorrow. I know we're just going camping and looking at stars, but somehow feels like it's more than that. I don't know why I feel this way. I just do. I've only known these guys for a few days, and already they're all so ingrained in my day-to-day. There's still so much I don't know about them and really understand about myself. After this all started, I was half expecting I'd start moving coffee cups with my mind. I was really hoping I'd manifest an ability that would let me physically kick Greg in the nuts. Psychically kick Greg in the nuts. Unfortunately, no such luck. I still keep wondering if maybe Zoe made some sort of mistake. Surely I would have noticed something by now. I can't let myself get too worked up in these thoughts, though. I've got a big day ahead of me. We're gonna leave off here tonight. Elliot, my beloved. When are we going to explode Greg's nuts? I don't know. Well, stay safe. Have a good night. And I will see you all tomorrow.